In today's video, I'd like to tell you about the difference between traditional and simplified script. On mainland China or in mainland China, the script that is used is simplified script. In Taiwan, the script that is used is traditional or complicated script. So as you can tell from that, the script that is used in Taiwan is more complicated. Now, I studied Chinese in Taiwan. I started in Canada, but won a scholarship to Taiwan. And because I studied in Taiwan, I was forced to learn traditional script, which I wasn't too happy about at first, I will be honest. After having been introduced to simplified script when I studied Chinese in Canada, I had gotten used to the simplified script. And in Taiwan, I was thrown in at the deep end. I had to scramble to get used to the traditional script. But you know what? It was a good thing. I'm so glad that that I was put in a position where I had no choice but to learn the script, because now I'm fairly reasonably familiar with both forms. Sometimes the script is exactly the same, whether it's simplified or traditional. For example, the word for family is the same. The word for mountain is the same. The word for heart is the same. The word for I is the same. Okay, so a lot of words are the same between both of them, but a lot of words are very different. Sometimes they're not that different, sometimes they're very different. So for example, there is a difference between the simplified and traditional form of car, which actually represents a horse cart, by the way. So yeah, because that's the other thing about Chinese. You have to ask yourself, well, if the script is ancient, which is what it is, how do they represent modern words? They do that by using old words, ancient words in a very clever way. So a car represents the overhead view of a horse cart, which they see as the first car, which makes sense, right? Like the horse cart predated a buggy, which predated a car, right? So makes sense. Okay, what else is different? There is a difference between the word for listen in the traditional form and the complicated form. You can see there's a huge difference there. There is a difference between electric in both forms. Electric is quite different. There is a difference between garden and garden. There is a difference between garden in the traditional form and the simplified form. And I mean, I could go on and on and on, right? So there are a lot of words that are exactly the same, but then there are a lot of words that are completely different. Right, so I hope you found that interesting, and there will be more videos to come.